Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 808 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and joining me, as always, Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
What were you saying about your mouth right before the audio started recording?
So, for our listener, I was swearing a lot, and so was Rob. Well, I was swearing more than Rob was, and we were expressing our frustration with a thing. And then as Malda was turning on the cast, I said, "It's because of my foul mouth that I am unemployable," which is not true in any way.
You're unemployable for completely different reasons.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, no, I'm not unemployable. I'm just differently employed.
All right. Fair enough. Well, it has been 2 weeks since our last stream, I think.
We've been a little busy.
There's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Rob wants to talk about what he's been busy with, but I was single parenting while my wife was out of town.
Fully embraced the Halloween theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I've gone a bit Frankenstein here. I'm
Yeah.
going as a Pez dispenser for Halloween this year.
That's fantastic.
But no candy comes out, just pain.
Just pain and suffering.
Well, it must be getting better. I mean, a little bit, or is it getting spiky now because all the nerves are knitting and stuff?
The nerves are starting to connect again, so it's exceptionally stingy these last few days.
Yeah, no, when I had that really bad burn on my hand, I couldn't sleep for like a day. It was so painful, and I was like cuddling with this ice box, ice bag, and then the nerves started reasserting themselves, and it was just like, what is happening?
For our listeners who are just listeners and can't see, maybe a little background is in store. So I, through various reasons and bits of medical malpractice, I turned out I've been walking around with a neck that has been broken in 2 spots for a couple months, and it had been pushing on my spinal cord and not good. So I sort of had emergency neck surgery to fix my spine, and now I have donor bone in 3 spots.
They gave you some donor bone?
Oh yeah, I got
name of our sex tape.
Believe me, we have already come up with a lot of stories about haunted neck bones.
Nice.
And exactly what that. Yeah,
I didn't know that they used donor bones as opposed to like 3D printed titanium add-ins or whatever.
They'll oftentimes use your hip as well and shave some, but I don't have a giant scar on my side, so I assume I have a dead man's bone in me.
You don't know where they got it?
Yeah, hopefully not from the kitchen.
Abby normal.
Like a turkey neck bone in there or something. Anyway,
it's good luck for the wishbone from a turkey.
Yeah. I got some donor bone and 3 titanium plates in my vertebrae right now. And for whatever reason, I thought the incision would be vertical. It is not. It's horizontal. So I look like a Pez dispenser, kind of. I have probably a 5 to 6 inch long gash. It looks like someone started to give me a Colombian necktie and stopped.
Yeah.
Chicks dig scars.
Isn't a Colombian necktie a tire that they set on fire?
No, that's where they cut your throat and pull your tongue out.
Oh.
Ambaloo sends you best wishes.
I see that.
Okay.
Actually, recovery,
Thanks, nice.
it's been a week now. I had this done.
Has it been a week?
Yeah,
last Friday.
Actually, not even a week. Yeah, this was last Friday they did that. So
that's great.
It's amazing how fast your spine recovers after it's not being compressed.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Honestly, I'm so happy with the outcome so far.
Dude, I'm too.
Man,
I'm very happy that those bone chips were vertical and not horizontal.
I mean, it really drove home how far I am from an airport, one, and two, I'm just not there to help, and it just sucks.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. And you're in the middle of nowhere, so it's hard to find people I can just send to you,
Right.
If I had the means,
Right. There's a lot of support donkeys and stuff like that around here, but not much actual support people.
Well, it seems like you had a series of support workmen
Yeah, I did
who
have
were fine at supporting, not
Excellent
at the actual
contractors.
work.
I did have a string of contractors who came in and did some things who
Basically
then
abused you.
yeah, basically.
It's like, I
And
wasn't
then
looking for a dominatrix contractor.
You had some
I
very
was,
well-meaning friends who I think made things worse.
yeah, well, they didn't. No, to be clear, everyone came while I was in the hospital, helped clean up my house, clear out
that
some
was
things that I
really
planned to do. It was
a
really
nice
sweet. It
thing.
was very nice, and they did a lot of great things, including finishing up the contracting work that hadn't been done, which was great. And then when they were all done, Rob's wife came and actually finished the
fixed it.
contracting work, yes, so that everything works again. But
that last 10%, man.
yeah. So
Well,
so yeah, everything's working in here.
That's
I'm
kinda great.
mostly working. I have one more back surgery to happen next month before I'm back up to full speed, but looks like I'll be back to normal. It just is going to take a little bit longer than anticipated.
Normal in
What
quotes.
with a broken neck.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
enough of that.
Hey, we can talk about your internet connection, Rob, because I got a Starlink story.
Oh yeah.
I'm just scrolled way back until my Reddit stopped loading, Chris. But I have a story that Starlink has burned over $250 million in satellites last year.
Wow.
They're just crashing satellites left and right, and that's just part of their deal, apparently.
There it is. Well, I guess it's better than letting them, float around and wanging into each other like a big game of, pool. So.
Right. Below that, I have the Bards Have All the Fun song, which all of our listeners should listen to that song because it has been the earworm that is. We don't have to do it now, but
we're not gonna do it now.
No. That song has been an earworm stuck in my head.
Okay.
Since I found it, and it's so funny, and I love it. Peter Dinklage is going to play Toxie in the Toxic Avenger reboot.
This has been like I thought it was a joke story. It's been around for a couple months now, but they've actually released so the first few marketing shots. Peter Dinklage's Toxie, and it's going to be a much less tongue-in-cheek version of the Toxic Avenger, which I don't know how that will work.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger's silly.
It's very deeply silly.
Yeah.
But it's also where Peter Gunn got his start, which I thought was really interesting. The whole Trauma series.
Sean Gunn?
So,
James Gunn?
No, James Gunn. Sorry, did I say Peter Gunn? Like that's the song, right? Yeah. I think he would have to be I mean, didn't Melvin become Toxie? So yeah. But yeah. So that's good. All hail our Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. I don't know what the sleeper stats story was. That's not mine.
That's just
I
like
don't know that one either.
there's a bunch of apps now that can track your sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and it's become like competitive now for
Lord.
like people are bragging about the quality of their sleep, and it's a basically genital waving contest now between people who
I'm better at sleeping than you are, Dick.
Look, bro, I got 4 hours of REM sleep last night. Look me.
That's right. I went to Wharton and I slept for 6 hours.
Is it about getting more waves? Is it about getting more sleep or not too little sleep?
Higher quality sleep.
It's all of it. More higher quality, different brain waves, different REM cycles.
Sleeping through earthquakes.
It's weird because I remember
this. Was being mauled by a bear, and you can see I'm not disturbed at all. I had my feet consumed, and I still got great sleep.
Extreme Delta REM sleep. An Australian journalist did something she's going to regret.
Oh, naming your baby methamphetamine rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not as good as naming your child apostrophe close parentheses semicolon drop table users. My favorite name for anybody ever. So I think we might have a couple of Gen V related stories. Rob, did you get to watch Gen V yet?
I have not.
Oh man.
Okay, well we're not going to talk about it at all.
Let's save it.
I really meant to, But then I got busy trying to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say watching Gen V is self-care.
Yeah,
Well,
so good.
you can get in and out of a shower perfectly all right
That's
without
true.
a handrail.
That's true.
So
You should get one of those walk-in showers.
Chris,
believe
no
me.
spoilers. How many penises are in episode 3?
All of them.
Oh, all right.
The every penis.
Entire world.
The first episode had a lot of penises. I was glad the second did not have nearly as many, and I was just wondering if the trend continued.
I'm trying to think about episode 3. I think I've become penis blind, with that show.
Dick blind.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dicks, Dick Butkus died. A lot of people have been
really?
dying. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that guy was.
Are
like
you
the
sure,
face
or
of
did you read
football.
it on Twitter? Because I didn't put a story in,
I
but
saw it on New York Times. No,
did you
he
see the
died.
thing about how Twitter now doesn't put headlines on the news
Oh,
links?
good Lord. Well,
So-
I mean,
So now, like, I was scrolling through Twitter and just reading obituary after obituary of famous person because people are just posting this person
New York
is
Times.
dead.
You can trust the New York Times.
Really?
Can I?
He's only 80, huh?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
How the hell is that coming through so beautifully?
That's because it's okay. So it's because my phone was ringing my Mac, and my Mac is rigged in through like the 6th
Yeah.
input in my mixer.
Okay, I got it.
Alright.
Yeah. Dick Butkus died, so it's just been lots of Richards this week.
I wonder if he's dick blind.
Well, I
Yes,
mean,
no.
as you get older, your
Ouch.
eyes do get worse.
That's
so,
true. That's true. I have no affinity towards Percy Jackson.
So I liked the books,
Yeah.
and I didn't mind the first couple of movies. They were
Yeah.
decent.
No,
I never seen
I, I was unfamiliar with them until I watched the first movie, and it's obviously for someone younger than me.
Yeah.
But I bet of the right age, I would really dig it
Yeah,
because
right.
it mixes everything I like. I love mythology and I love new takes on it. It's great.
Yeah. So I'll probably watch this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've watched
it's
them all
just-
so far.
Yeah, it's decent. So.
Is this a TV show?
is
or a
it
movie?
out on Disney Plus already?
I don't know. I've watched all the old Percy Jacksons, I'm saying.
Percy Jackson.
Are they? Ambaloo says a ringtone will get us demonetized. So guys,
Oh no!
yeah,
All that money.
yeah. All 7 views aren't going to be monetized.
I think we've made $9.
We have
since
not
started
made
this.
$9. We have made $0.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're still in the ad.
I don't think
number.
we're eligible. And all of our views by percentage are our movie
us.
review of the Thin Man.
That's true. That's true.
It's like that's got like 100,000 views, and everything else is
Maybe we just do that every couple months.
just rerun the Thin Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to bump our numbers up.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got Bears rating a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Was that a Rob story?
Of course, it was a Rob story.
Was it? Yeah,
No, I think I
maybe.
saw it as a Rob story.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, there's so many.
Yeah, it's that time
ads.
of year. Actually, there was just a grizzly attack in Alberta. A fatal
Oh,
one.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. There's that Torons of Instagram account that brings up dumb tourist activities in the national parks.
Mhm.
That's a great channel, man. Boy, it's good.
The Osiris Rex sample mission was successful. This is 14 days ago, but I thought that was really damn cool. There was some question about whether its parachute successfully deployed.
But the capsule remained intact.
The
so-
capsule was intact, and they've got it to whatever lab gets its first dibs on the rocks, and they are apparently doing science to it now.
That's really great.
Uh,
You know that what's the not Altered States the
Florida?
Michael Crichton novel about the disease that comes
Andromeda
from
strain?
Andromeda
space.
strain?
Yeah, the Andromeda strain was based on the original sample return mission that NASA did in the 60s. And when it returned to Earth, it broke open during re-entry. They were unable to have it. And so Michael Crichton got his start by basically saying, well, what if that brought back a disease? Because he loves like, oh, that's cool technology. What if it kills us all? You know,
Just think, if it wasn't for that, we might not have the 90s film classic Congo.
true. And what a loss that would be for us all.
So here's an interesting story that I had not really thought about before, but there's an article here about the AWS IPv4 estate. They estimate the value of Amazon's collection of static IPs at $4.5 billion, which seems high, but kind of crazy. Kind of makes me wish I still had some static IPs.
Well, not really. I mean, they're not individually; they're just not worth that much. But I think MIT still has their full, range. I'm looking it up now because they had one that was actually much larger than this.
Yeah, didn't they have like a class
They had
A
a full
back in the
class.
day?
Yeah, they had a full class A. Yeah. So I don't know if they still do because that would be worth more than this.
Yeah.
MIT class A ?
Well, I've said it before, but getting a static IP on the internet directly in my dorm room in 1996 was probably about the most important thing that happened to me professionally.
Yeah.
Everybody should have IPs, darn it. Well, I guess not anymore. Now we just NAT things like crazy. It took me forever to get my kid's Switch to work because it was double natted, and oh my god, like it's weird how.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, I mean, I guess I did.
Yeah, I was struggling with static IP assignments for the game servers the last couple days.
It's
So,
weird that that's
because
still
it
a
turns out
problem.
someone else in the building is just using one and not telling anybody. So it's like, not cool, dude. Not cool. So
Boo. So Netflix is stopping sending its envelopes. This was now 9 days ago. I know a few people actually who've got their final 2 envelopes. The deal is they're mailing everybody who's still a subscriber just gets some free movies, and they're shutting it down. I friggin' loved those Netflix envelopes back in the day. I watched, I was like going through a disc every single day for years until streaming just became a thing. I was all about that. So good for them. I saw a screenshot of somebody, they got their free movies. It was like they got a copy of Red State.
Red State, wow.
Yeah, and like Predator 2 or something. So it was like, all right, not a bad combo.
Yeah, Red State isn't that bad, but I really wish they would have stuck with the version at the end where Gideon's trumpet blows and it turns out all the religious fanatics were correct.
Is that how he originally ended that?
That is one of the ways he talked about wanting to have it end, where they kill him and then it turns out the lunatic was right.
Well, it's sort of like how Postal originally ended.
Yeah. There's a few movies like that where you're like, oh, we got rid of that guy, and turns out, oh no,
oops,
the guy you thought was crazy the whole time was actually the only guy who knew what was happening.
So. Yeah, right. The world's oldest torrent, which I think we talked about last year, is now 20 years old. It's the Matrix.
It's reaching the end of the heliopause.
Yeah, it's Voyager 2ing.
Right.
Yeah, it's the Matrix fan movie, and it made the rounds again. Writers Guild, they got a tentative deal. The AI, they got the AI thing. Like AI doesn't count for writing credits, just doesn't count, which is probably fair.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Unless you're one of the writers who had all of their books like modeled for it, in which case maybe they should be getting paid. But
well. That's a longer discussion.
It really is. It's a hot mess.
What's wait, we have a policy on lightsabers?
The TSA has an official policy on lightsabers. It's a bummer, but it's a funny headline.
Yeah, it's not a great story. It's more nonsense, more that's related to FEMA's zombie apocalypse preparedness plan.
I was like someone in the government not being a complete tightwad. But
my phone didn't even ring during the turn you into a zombie phone call.
Did you shut off
mine did.
Your phone?
Mine didn't even ring. It was on. It was sitting there. I must have turned off the notifications a while back.
Maybe it's you're in a terrible cell zone.
I am in a terrible cell zone. I get no cell coverage.
Maybe it only goes off during podcasts.
That could be.
Yeah.
We've got a Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi 5 is been announced and shipping in a few
Yep.
days. A little more expensive, a lot faster.
About 3 times the speed. Yeah, not bad.
It's kind of weird because I feel like the
And they have a power button that
yeah,
they've never had
they
before.
really got
The power
fancy.
indicator is also a power button
A little
now, which is
button, yeah,
also
yeah.
quite nice.
Uh,
Jeff Geerling did a thing on it, which was
New
kind of great.
case to
And
fit.
it can be powered via USB-C, no
That's
problem.
actually pretty cool.
And
That's pretty cool.
yeah, so
I would be a much happier person if all of the random barrel plugs in my home would just magically become USB-C powered. I'm
well,
sure.
what's funny is a lot of laptops over the last 2 years, they shipped with a barrel adapter, but you could charge them from USB-C. So a lot of people don't realize, like, oh, I should just try a power delivery on this and see how it works.
Right.
You know, so.
It's I guess it's been a while since we talked about this too, but the iPhone ditched the lightning adapter and they finally freaking did USB-C.
Yeah,
It infuriates me that it's been this long. I still have like so many lightning devices around my house and I hate them. I hate them so much because whenever I travel, I have to take one extra cable just for my headphones or whatever. I hate it. My phone. So this final deployment 4 video, I'm just telling you guys watch it. It starts off as a parody of a YouTube streamer playing a video game, but it goes somewhere else, and then it goes somewhere else, and then it keeps going to else's. And you really need to watch it. It's really, really cool.
I really enjoyed it. It's from the Too Many Cooks people.
Yeah. By the time it gets to the end, it was kind of a brain fried. We have the Weird Al story where they cloned Weird Al's voice and then grafted it upon the original songs that he parodied. So
No. What they did is they tried to take Michael Jackson and have him sing, Eat It.
That's
And
right.
The central conceit of the article is that everyone was copying Weird Al, not the other way around.
That's right. And they have samples of him, of Michael Jackson sorta singing,
which is one of the on-running gags in the Weird Al movie.
Which is so good.
So good. Is that everyone starts? He isn't writing parodies; they are writing parodies of his song.
Yeah. Hey,
which is great. Well, Michael Jackson in particular.
Yeah. I rewatched that movie a few months ago, and I like that movie a lot. Like the first,
I could do without the drug kingpin shit.
Yeah.
But the scenes with all the famous people at the parties and the joke about Michael Jackson copying him and all that stuff, just beautiful. Like it is he Weird Al'd a movie.
Yeah.
Parodied a movie about a rock
about
superstar.
rock. Yeah. Rock opera.
No, it was so fun.
Right.
Let's see. We've got there's the sad thing. RMS announced that he has cancer, and they had a picture of him giving talk. Apparently, it's a non-Hodgkin's.
Oops.
Lymphoma.
Yeah, it's like lymphoma.
Apparently, it's not the worst. It's not.
He said he's likely to recover.
Yeah.
And
it's the best case scenario for cancer, I guess.
As we get older, it's very likely we'll get it.
We all get it eventually.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain age, that's just like, screw it. You're going to die either way. We're not sure if it's going to be this or something else, but they don't even try.
I mean, the likelihood of us getting, prostate cancer is very high.
It's very strange to see him without that unruly beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I would not
Do you
recognize
think
him.
he did like?
I was sure I would lose my unruly beard.
Yeah. Well, they told you would, and then they kept it there like it's too beautiful. We can't touch it.
It's too majestic.
It's too luxurious.
Too luxurious.
And the scent of beard oil. It's so powerful.
Yes. It's so powerful.
Yeah. They had a choice. They chose well.
They chose wisely. And our podcast viewer appreciates that decision. The government has fined Dish Network. The first time ever, they've apparently fined a satellite owner for space debris.
Well,
Uh,
they find them first, and now they're gonna find Starlink 1,000,000 times.
right. 200. Well, in all fairness, Starlink, if they've lost $250 million in satellites, they're basically finding themselves.
Well, it's if those satellites are descending into the atmosphere and burning up, good on Starlink,
Yeah.
for defeating the problem. The dish TV satellites are much higher, so they're not just gonna be in the zone where friction will build up and pull them down. They're in the let's kill the space station zone. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
so
Yeah. Well, this said it was in a parking orbit, but uh,
yeah, and it should be fine. I mean, at that height, I mean, it's well above Leo and everything. So, but yeah, you know.
we've got a story that Prada is going to be designing the new moon suit, guys. So
Are
if
they though?
I mean, for sure. I was
Is
really
this
hoping
like
for Gucci just to get the little belt buckle with the
no, they should have
G's.
had Hugo Boss do it. I mean, they had Werner von Braun. They might as well bring in the
Man,
guys who did the
if
uniforms for
Nazi
the Nazis
fashion.
too. Yeah.
if we are gonna if we are gonna be a proud nation, Levi's has to
That's true.
has to design all of it, man. If we don't have that little patch on the back of their ass, of the
And then like
astronaut's ass,
two 200 years from now,
yeah,
influencers are going to be digging around moon bases trying to find old
right.
Levi's.
Old
It'd
old
be
buried Levi's for
it,
sure, right?
it'd be like, a nice, vicious circle,
We should get Carhartt to do it.
or
Carhartt would
Dickies.
be
Yeah,
acceptable as well.
that would be like like working man's spacesuit.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
just the everyday asteroid miner,
Right?
And is
putting
this
on
for
his
a moon suit specifically or for just a generic
It
space
says
suit?
moon suit in the headline.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's a spacesuit. Yeah. So, they're working with Axiom. If anything, I hope Axiom collected a lot of money from Prada because Prada should pay for this.
Right?
No.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no world where they should be paying Prada. It's like
But
Prada should
also,
be
like,
it's like Hasselblad and the cameras. It's like or
it,
Omega and the
Right.
lenses.
We
Like
only
you guys,
exist.
you made a lot of hay
I,
from
I,
this.
I I wonder about the marketing. Like, are the people who normally buy product, do they give a shit about space exploration in general, do you think?
They're all flat
Um,
earthers.
I don't know
I
that
don't
that's
think
true,
that
but
high fashion people are flat earthers generally.
yeah,
No?
But so the question is, would it bring more people to the brand the way that Omega and Hasselblad and those
right,
others were brought to the
right.
brand? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the reality is this is a nice story, and
Sure.
it's like Pepsi putting their logo on the side of rockets or whatever. It's like I
Right,
get
but
why
Pepsi
Prada would want
has
this. Axiom
Pepsi
gets
has
nothing out of this.
yeah, Pepsi has a much wider customer base than Prada.
Yeah,
True.
people
So
who
of
couldn't
all
find Diet Coke.
right.
Is
And
Pepsi
they're
okay?
forced we're
Is
forced to
Pepsi
drink
okay?
Diet Pepsi.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Pepsi's entire market is people who don't have
Who
the
can't
strength to
get
say no when somebody asks, "Is Pepsi okay?"
yeah, exactly.
Well, because if it isn't, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're
Drink
stuck.
water.
Guess I gotta drink water like a baby. Uh,
Like a
like a
baby.
baby.
Well, and like Prada, Pepsi pays a lot of money to chains to be the only option, or they
That's
buy
right.
the
Sure.
chain
Or they just buy
outright,
the chain.
like KFC and
Yeah.
others.
Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep. So I don't even know what this story is, Chris, but I think it was
It's a
yours.
great title.
Crocodile
No, that
sex.
was Rob.
Crocodile sex bonanza triggered by
Yeah.
low-flying
So
Chinook in Australia.
Yep.
so this just reminded me of well, the issue is many years ago. There's actually a YouTube video you can find out. There was a guy who figured out that bull alligators bellow at a certain frequency, and if I think it was low B flat on a French horn, that if he went and played that in front of alligators at the sanctuary, they would all bellow and go into mating sort of like mode, right?
Sure.
Uh, and they made him stop going to the animal sanctuary and riling up all alligators, right? But evidently, the Chinook, uh, the engines have such a low thrumming about them that when they went low to see these saltwater crocs during the river, it made them all go into a frenzy, just like the guy playing the French horn. So there's something about the deep thrumming of that engine got all the crocodiles riled up and just made a whole river full of saltwater crocodile orgy wherever the Chinook helicopter went. So I just thought that was funny. That particular noise, that at least for crocodiles, you can play a noise and it will cause them to just go ape shit, you know?
That checks out. I'm affected the same way. Whenever the helicopters go overhead between the hospitals, I get super horny. So it's probably the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I've heard that about you.
Yep. We got a lot of Australia stories today. Invasive ants. Is this Rob's too?
Yeah. This is just a weird one because so like the Australian ants are really big and the invasive ants are really little, and they have a hard time fighting the little ants. So they ran simulations through this game and found that so the little ants work better if they have a clear path. So if there's walkways, if there are clean areas that are covered in mulch, the little ants kill the big ants really, really easily. But if they have more wild areas, the big ants can pick off the little ones and win. So they're using this game to figure out, okay, if we want to beat back these ants, we have to have less walkways, less smooth areas, have to have more difficult terrain for these little ants that the big ants can get over easily. So they are changing their national parks.
They're going to pave them. Yeah.
The opposite. They're going to add more wild areas so that the native ants aren't decimated.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm glad that Age of Empires is good for something besides distracting Jeff from
also
life.
Reading this story, it seemed to me they could have figured all this shit out without playing Age of Empires. It seemed like they just wanted to play Age of Empires for a while.
It was a fun game.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was fun.
For sure.
And it's easier to play that in their office with the air conditioning than going out.
So I kind of read this story like they were just playing Age of Empires when they're supposed to be working on ants. And then the boss came in, they all got caught, and they're like, well, no, actually, we figured out that this and this and this is true from playing Age of Empires. So we got to play more Age of Empires. Also, Diablo 2 is the greatest game ever made.
Yep.
So we're going to need to play that a bunch to figure out how to fight off cane.
Deal with chlamydia and koalas.
You guys consider having an ant mod for Actured Vale?
No.
Not yet.
All right.
Come on, man.
Maybe in the DLC. The last one we have on the list is a Chinese netizen fined 1 million yuan for using a VPN. It's going to happen more and more, folks. How much is that in like dollars or euros or something?
It's $150.
I'm doing the calculation now.
No, I have no idea what it is. I mean, it has to be.
It is 138,970.
Oh wow, that's hefty.
I mean, it's real money.
Yeah, that's hefty.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's cheaper than going to jail, which is one of the things they used to do. So he's probably been warned before, and then the Chinese government said, "Okay, now you owe us money. Okay, now you're going to jail." Right. It's like that's the next step, right? It's like, you don't mess around with these people. So. What's funny is VPN to access GitHub. It's like, yeah. Well, I mean,
that's sad.
GitHub is where all the Great Firewall China traversal software is. So.
Well, yeah, that's where all the software is. So,
I mean, they depend on GitHub actually,
for sure,
in China quite a bit, and they're kind of pissed off sometimes with that is true. They've tried to move into domestic stuff, but
yeah, you see tickets and stuff about that a lot. You see a lot of weird tickets, like political stuff in GitHub.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's weird when you read the stories about how like a contributor, like I've seen different versions of like a contributor quits and then wants their name scrubbed from the archive. Things like that.
Yeah.
Like that creates real problems with something like Git and GitHub. Is like they don't have tools for that. That's not how that system is designed.
Yeah, editing Git history is not simple, easy, or and then the question is,
well, then it's the same problem that we would have back in the day with people who would want to change their names on Slashdot accounts. It's like I didn't allow it because it opens up weird problems. And obviously nowadays you definitely have to allow people to change their names and delete their accounts and scrub their histories. There's different rules in 2023.
Yeah.
Any good media? I watched Loki last night, the premiere.
I'm sorry, it's all been Gen V for me. Yeah,
I can't wait to watch the next episode of that too.
But we can't talk about it until Rob
sees it.
Oh no, you can talk about it. I'm fine.
Nope, not gonna.
The first episode of Loki is good.
A lot.
It's a little slow, but when they introduce Ouroboros, that sequence is really funny. I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't know. I kind of didn't like the first season very much.
Hot take.
Me either. I didn't like.
I thought it was.
Fair enough.
Listen, I like Doctor Who. Good seasons of Doctor Who.
Sure.
Quite a bit. I don't need to watch someone's reimagining of Doctor Who.
That's fair. That's fair.
So.
Loki and WandaVision are my two favorites.
WandaVision was great, but
I like WandaVision. Loki, not so much.
But I'm a sucker for a time travel story.
And I love Ke Huy Quan. He's awesome.
Yep.
But
to be honest, Hawkeye may be my favorite.
I know.
Besides
right?
WandaVision,
I expected to hate that one.
I think Hawkeye's really the only one that I've watched twice.
Hawkeye's just fun.
Yeah.
And I expected to hate it.
Yeah, because I think Jeremy Renner is just, he's like that hole in the Larry Niven known space novels. So, like, if you look outside a window during hyperspace, you just sort of miss it. People go crazy because it's just like it just like doesn't exist. That's kind of how I am with Jeremy Renner. So,
all right,
he's a chicken breast. He just tastes like whatever sauce is on it.
I told you guys to watch Landscape with Invisible Hand.
I have not seen it.
You need to watch that. The first half hour is a little slow, but by the end, it's going to blow your brain, and it's awesome. There's another movie that was coming out today, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Obviously, it was very compelling.
Well, I haven't seen it yet. It's got the girl who played Sabrina, and the girl
Teenage Witch.
The new Sabrina, not the original one.
Kiernan Shipka.
Yeah, Kiernan Shipka, killer something.
Killer Clowns from
totally killer.
Totally killer. It's a Back to the Future sort of movie, but with a serial killer, I think, and time travel. So
she's very talented. It's a shame what happened to Sabrina. Got so fucking weird so fast. They
watched
like CW
one episode.
did,
Is the movie? What movie is it where H.G. Wells goes back through time to hunt?
Time After Time. That's so
Time
good.
After Time. Yeah, right.
Yeah, with Mary Steenburgen.
I just watched that like 3
and
months
the guy
ago.
who played Sark.
Jack the Ripper. That's a
yeah. It was
David. That is a good
that's a
time
great
travel movie.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, hot take from Magnum PI. Melissa Joan Hart is the only real Sabrina. What?
Whoa.
Does she even have time?
Kiernan Shipka could have been great, but it turns out she's also allergic to cats, like wildly allergic to cats.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so they couldn't have a cat character voiced by Nick Bakay. So yeah.
Well, that movie Totally Killer is. I like the horror comedy genre, and I'm hoping that it's not garbage.
There's the best. They're Totally Killer right there.
Yeah, same thing.
Same. And there's Sabrina.
The weird thing about Time After Time was that it's got Mary Steenburgen in it, and I think that's the first time that I saw a movie with her in it where she wasn't like a mom, like an older lady. Like in Back to the Future, she's like Christopher Lloyd's interest. What? And in like Step Brothers, she's like the mom. Yeah. She's like she's in every movie. She's in so many movies, but this is Time After Time is the only time where it's like she's playing like a young woman. Indeed. Anything else we want to get off our chests before we go about our busy days?
Nope, I gotta go back.
All right, you gotta go by. Farewell, Chris DeBona.
Bye.
And farewell, Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
That was episode 808 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Malda, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.